Chapter 10. 1 month later, Grinder O'Toole stopped by at the club Valentine. "Good news, bonehead," he informed Giancarlo. "The boss says to tell you he's broken ground for the addition he's putting onto his house for his true love Dorothy Thomas. Castle del Monaco as he calls it. He wants your lil lady and you to pay him a visit so he can give you a tour." Without saying who'd given him this information, Giancarlo told Moria about it. She jumped at this opportunity and scheduled their visit for the very next day. That night she'd made love to Giancarlo in such a way that no words possibly can even begin describing as satisfying to the hilt. The experience of her being her old self in relation to him left Giancarlo spellbound. At around 3 a.m. their telephone started ringing. Ch.10 residence. Giancarlo speaking. Click. The caller had hung up. "Moria, was that call for you?" Giancarlo explained. Whoever it was probably had the wrong number. She sprang off their bed, drew back the window curtain, but then came away fast. Struck by her sudden display of interest, Giancarlo asked, "Why are you dressing? Where are you going?" She told him, "Downtown." "I can't sleep." Somewhat mystified, he inquired, "Where downtown at this hour? Who'll be open?" She told him, "I can do whatever I want to do and you can't stop me." Now not only perplexed by her erratic behavior but, moreover, sincerely concerned about it, he'd thought, stop her? Wait a second here. What the hell's going on? "Moria, take your time," he said, watching as she hopped on her left foot while trying hard to get a shoe onto the right one. He asked her, "Should I drive you?" Quite emphatically, she said, "No. So don't try following me either. Do so and I'll go to the police." Their walls of their apartment shook when she'd slammed closed their front door. It wasn't until daybreak that Giancarlo finally fell asleep. The afternoon of this same day Giancarlo came back home from work at the club Valentine. He saw that Moria had company. Dorothy Thomas, Nick Delmonico's mistress. She was seated across from Moria at the kitchen table. Dorothy spun around to see who had come into the room from in back of her. Giancarlo surmised, "Ah yes. Now I get it. Moria went over to see Dottie last night." He noticed Dorothy wasn't wearing her customary smile. She immediately twisted around to face Moria. So Giancarlo said, "What's up, Dottie?" Moria pushed away from the table, fast, got up, fast. She hurried over to the basin at the sink where she began peeling a large carrot. "In case you're interested," she explained for Giancarlo's information, "Dottie and Nick are having a spat." She pointed the carrot at him. "So don't you start asking any dumb questions." He offered, "Jeepers pelts Dottie, I'm sorry to hear it." Moria told Dottie, "The problem is you've made yourself reliant on Nick." Without responding, Dorothy got up from at the table. She told Giancarlo, "I gotta go. I'm sorry if I've troubled you." She ran past him and then straight out through their front door. "Don't start analyzing things," Moria told him. "I already know what you must be thinking. But you're mistaken." He said, "Is there anything we can do to help Dottie and Nick?" Moria said, "You can. Stay out of what's none of your business." She ran up the stairs leading to their second-floor bedroom where she slammed closed the door. He heard the tumbler fall into place then when she'd locked it. Standing within earshot of them throughout these interactions, their daughter Jeanette now asked Giancarlo, "Why is mommy crying?" Giancarlo said, "I suppose I've hurt your mommy's feelings." When Moria had returned to the kitchen, Giancarlo had no need to inquire as to whether she was angry with him, not after hearing the clacking noises her stirring spoon made against the interior wall of a pot of spaghetti. Outside in the street and in a hurry to get back to work at the club Valentine, Giancarlo's breath filled the air. He stepped between two parked cars. The horn of a speeding baker's truck blasted twice for him to get out of its path. Showing his fist to Giancarlo, the truck driver shouted, "Asshole!" His face flushed, his heart banging, his hands balled into fists, Giancarlo stood gazing downward at the holes in the grate of a steel manhole cover underfoot. The rising stink of sewer gas mingled with the gloom of another rainy winter day. He took out his checkbook. He glanced at the balance. Falling snowflakes wet the ledger that showed a balance of $17,700.17. He squeezed closed the plastic booklet, as though by so doing hard enough he somehow might cause an increase in the balance. What's worse than having only enough money to get by? He soon would find out. When he got back to the Club Valentine, he found Nick awaiting him. Giancarlo asked, "Can I confide in you, Nick?" The other said, "But of course you can. I understand how it is that the crap that had happened at the bank still rubs you the wrong way. Relax. Still the same old Nick, his pal. I want to talk to you about Moria," Giancarlo said. "A while ago I'd slapped her across the face. But I don't want her to find out I've told you." Totally sympathetic toward him, "Relax, old man, relax," Nick said. "Accidents happen. So do misunderstandings.